HopZine.com. Thanks for joining me for another video beer review. This time something I've been looking forward to literally for years. It's a bottle of Goose Island's Bourbon County brand vanilla stout. So it's the stout brewed with vanilla beans and aged in bourbon barrel. So obviously Bourbon County Stout. It's a bourbon barrel aged imperial stout. This is the one where they added vanilla. Sounds fantastic to me. I remember when I first bought it, which was in 2010. It is currently late September 2013. It says on the bottle, develops for up to 5 years in the bottle. But I remember when I first bought it, so I've got a friend who lives in Chicago, and well, in Illinois anyway, saying that I think it were a bit hot or a bit too sweet to start with, so it probably needed at least a year to kind of like sort itself out a bit. But then Ryan over at San Diego Beer Vlog said he must have had one recently, and said it's starting to kind of like go downhill a bit, so get it open. So here is me opening it. So yeah, I've had this for about 3 years. Still nice hits on the open, reassuring. It sounds incredible. You know, I mean, Bourbon County Stout is an incredible beer, and well, this is about 2010. Everybody's saying it's better now than it has been. Pouring really smooth, actually. Wow. And with the addition of vanilla, sounds incredible to me. I'm going to cork this up and take it to. I've got my sister-in-law's birthday party tonight, so I'm going to take this over and share it with some friends and relatives. So, beer in the glass, black as night, absolutely black as night. Maybe a really shiny brown. The head, what is there? Fizzy, dark brown. I'm trying to not get too close to it because I want the aroma to be a really nice surprise. So let's check it out. Oh wow. That vanilla is certainly still there. Oh yeah, and it ebbs and flows, does that vanilla aroma. Initially then it was quite oaky. It had a kind of like a burnt kind of matured wood. You mean literally the kind of wet, those barrels that are still wet with the bourbon. Coffee, definitely like a really heavy roast coffee, maybe fresh beans actually more than anything. There is a kind of like a really alcoholic note in there. You can see the legs on it. Look at that, it's like oil. See the legs it's leaving on the glass. It's insane. Yeah, there is a kind of like a earthy note in there. And loads of heavy kind of like dark roast malt. I mean, black malt, roasted barley, those kind of things I'd expect. Yeah, maybe kind of hazelnuts. There is a kind of a liqueur edge in there, like a coffee liqueur. Yeah, lovely coffee, really heavy, kind of 100% Venezuelan cacao. There is, you know, that it is quite phenolic with the alcohol, but once in a while I get this kind of boozy kind of tiramisu kind of thought coming through, where that vanilla jumps up to meet you. But yeah, still very boozy. So let's dive in. 3 years in the making. Cheers. Ooh. It's beautiful. It's like Bourbon County Stout, as you'd expect. Big, heavy roast malt, as you'd expect from a 13% imperial stout. The bourbon is as sweet as if you get the 2012 Bourbon County Stout. I think the bourbon's still quite sweet on that. This, it's matured. It's become a bit more kind of earthy, a bit more whiskey-like opposed to the sweetness that I find with bourbon anyway. Yeah, as I said, it's got that tiramisu. Tastes really like it. That kind of boozy soaked kind of sponge base. Then you roll onto that lovely vanilla-y kind of creamy custardy kind of kind of flavour. And then topped off with a sprinkling of cocoa powder. The vanilla is definitely there. It brings a sweetness that I think kind of counterbalances the booziness of the obviously of the alcoholic edge of this, and also softens out any of the bourbon, softening that out. And then it's also adding a little bit of sweetness where you're getting quite a lot of quite charred malty character. Yeah, woody, boozy tiramisu. Yeah, it ends with that kind of like the oakiness, that kind of burnt wood, that soaked boozy wood. And then it dries out really suddenly, and you're getting quite a lot of the bourbon. It does remind me of more of a whiskey kind of like character opposed to the sweetness I get from bourbon anyway. Definitely getting alcohol warmth as it goes down. Personally, as far as personal preference goes, I prefer a beer that has got a bit more kind of sweetness in this kind of style. Something like Southern Tier's Creme Brulee, I think that's an absolute storming beer. Mickler's Beer Geek Vanilla Shake, I think that's a stormer as well. So, in that sense, maybe it was a little bit more kind of vanilla-y when it first came out. Who knows? I don't know. Put in the comments. I'm sure all you guys have had it before now, and I'm sure it might be a lot sweeter. Maybe I should have drunk it a lot longer before now. It's still very nice. Do I prefer the regular Bourbon County Stout? Do you know what? I think I might. I think that bit of vanilla, if it's going to be in there, make it count. Excuse the dubious camera. My camera's got on the blink a little bit at the moment, so please excuse that. Anyway, so this is a bottle of Goose Island Bourbon County Stout from Chicago, Illinois. It is the bourbon version of their Bourbon County Stout with added vanilla beans. 3 years old, 3 years in the bottle, well conditioned. I've looked after it. Yeah, it's exceptional, but personally I'd like a lot more sweetness, a lot more vanilla. Just my personal preference. Anyway, I'm Rob from HopZine.com. See you next time. Cheers.